The soon-to-be former GOP House rep from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, appeared on CBS 60 Minutes and gave what was, in my humble opinion, a very anti-MAGA interview. Let's talk about it. How's everybody doing? My name is Anthony Brian Logan, and today we got to talk about the outgoing GOP House rep from Georgia, Marjorie Taylor Greene, yet again, giving yet another interview. In this interview on CBS 60 Minutes, she said she has no plans. She doesn't want to be the president, all this, that, and the third. If there are no plans, then I'm confused because I've seen you here, there, everywhere. 60 Minutes, The View, Tucker Carlson's Christmas party in Nashville, the Tim Dillon podcast. I've seen you everywhere talking. If there's no plan, what are you doing? Are you just upset at Trump? Are you a woman scorned because he did not support your run for Senate and or governor in Georgia? Are you upset because you cannot call him all the time anymore? He's not accepting your phone calls. What is really happening here, Marjorie? I don't understand. It looks like more of you being scorned rather than an actual plan. You're just doing things because you want to do it. Now, before I go any further, let's get to the actual clips. Of course, I will link to everything in the box. If you're on IG, Facebook, etc., visit the link in the bio, go to the corresponding article on the website. But without further ado, let's go ahead and roll it.
I'm going to ask you about this almost solid support he has among Republicans in Congress. Is there in that support fear? Does the support come about because they're afraid that they'll get death threats?
I think they're terrified to step out of line and get a nasty Truth Social post on them. Yes.
Let's pause for a second. Now, I'm sorry I got to pause because it's copyright issues, 60 Minutes. But at one point, Marjorie, you were the biggest Trump supporter there was. You voted in line with all of our agenda. So did you do that because you were afraid, because you were scared, or did you do it because you wanted to do it? And now you're doing other things because you're mad at him? Is that what's happening? I'm trying to understand.
And they're watching what happened to you.
Yes.
Behind the scenes, do they talk differently?
Yes.
How?
Oh, it would shock people.
Well, let's shock people.
Okay. I watched many of my colleagues go from making fun of him, making fun of how he talks, making fun of me constantly for supporting him, to when he won the primary in 2024, they all started, excuse my language, Leslie, kissing his ass.
Pause. Now look, you changed as well. Remember, you were the biggest Trump supporter, wearing the MAGA hat, going out there, doing all the things MAGA approved. You've changed as well. So when you change, it's okay. It's not any kind of ulterior motive. It's not anything like that. But when they change, oh, they just trying to kiss up to him, all this, that, and the third. It's weird how that works.
And decided to put on a MAGA hat for the first time.
I'm going to ask.
All right, there we go. So that's that. Now, this is about some threats, I guess, against her home, a pipe bomb threat against her, allegedly. Let's check this out.
You decided not to stay and fight. You decided to give in.
After President Trump
Surrender was the correct word, Leslie Saul. That was the correct word, surrender.
Called me a traitor, I got a pipe bomb threat on my house, and then I got several direct death threats on my son.
On your son?
On my son.
You say the president put your life in danger. You blame him. You say he fueled a hotbed of threats against me, and that you blame him for the threats against your son.
The subject line.
Now, before she gets into the threats against her son, and I'm sorry for the pausing, but they make me do this. Before she gets into it, she said some things publicly and he responded. So because he responded to what you said, that makes him at fault? That doesn't make any sense. If you didn't say what you said, then he doesn't say what he said, and then there's no threats. See, at a certain point, you want to be a public figure. You want to be in the public eye. Well, when you say things people don't like, sometimes there's consequences. And I'm not saying it's right, but that's just part of being a public figure. I've had threats against me. I'd have been doxxed. I'd have been swatted, all of that. I'm not going to blame anyone else for that because I know that's kind of what come with it. It's not right, but it's the reality.
Your son.
The subject line for the direct death threats on my son was his words, Marjorie Traitor Greene. Those
So
are death threats
you blame-
directly fueled by President Trump. I told him, I told J.D. Vance, I told them all, sent those directly to them. Yeah.
Response?
J.D. Vance replied back to me, we'll look into it. I got response back from President Trump that I will keep private, but it wasn't very nice.
Give us a
Hey, you know what? You might want to stop blowing this phone up. How about that? Stop blowing this phone up. Every time something happens, you got a little noise in the middle of the night in your house. You want to call Trump and say, hey, it's a noise in my house. I don't know if it's some raccoons outside or if it's one of your MAGAs coming to do something to me.
hint of what the president said.
It was extremely unkind.
Her life is in danger? Who's that?
Marjorie Taylor Greene, she says.
Marjorie Taylor Greene. I don't think her life is in danger. Frankly, I don't think anybody cares about her.
4 more years.
Remember, that was you, Marjorie. That was you, the biggest Trump supporter, the biggest Trump fan, wearing the MAGA hat, wearing the red. That was you. And now you've changed because you can't blow this man's phone up. He's not supporting your higher ambition. And now you're scorned out here on the hate tour.
New intense vitriol between them is jarring, considering she's been one of the president's most passionate and loyal foot soldiers, often in a red MAGA hat.
Yep, that was her. That was her for a while. And look, Marjorie, we thank you for your service, but your services are no longer needed.
She voted with him 98% of the time.
We're going to re-elect our favorite president, the greatest president in United States history, Donald J. Trump. Right, Georgia?
This was just last year. Hey, it's funny what 1 year can change. It's funny what 1 year can change. It's funny what 6 months can change. Anyway, let's keep on going here. Epstein files. At this point, the Epstein file thing has become a meme, to be totally honest with you.
One thing she did want to talk about, Congress's failure to pass spending bills, meaning that she has found it hard to get funds for projects in her district.
It's an utter failure, not just to the people in my district, but every district across the country.
We met Greene, 51, in her district in Georgia. Before Congress, she ran her family's construction company, then opened up her own CrossFit gym.
Now, the construction company, ain't that where you had the illegal aliens working? And Dalton, you're not from Dalton, you're from Rome, aren't you? Close, but no, not quite the same. Maybe I'm wrong, and let me know in the comments.
Affordability is a real issue.
President says it's not, says it's a hoax, affordability.
It's one of the top issues, not only in my district, it's across the country.
The affordability of health insurance caused Greene to side with the Democrats during the government shutdown to support extending health care subsidies.
Did you ever imagine that you would be standing with the Democrats on the Epstein files and on health care subsidies?
She's siding with them, in my humble opinion, because she's upset. So when you're upset, your emotions get involved, you just go do different things that you normally wouldn't do.
No, I never imagined that.
Of course not. Of course not. Nah, because your feelings are dictating this. You didn't think because you're not going to think. You don't think. You just feel and you just do. Which is why women, in my humble opinion, should not really be in politics. Most women. You got some good women in politics, but for the most part, nah, I'm good. And if they are in politics, they should not be in the high leadership role the majority of the time.
Are you MAGA?
I am America first.
And that's not the same as MAGA.
MAGA is President Trump's phrase. That's his political policies. I call myself America first.
But you're not saying you're MAGA.
I'm America first. Yep.
Are you MAGA?
So I'm not MAGA. Hey, she says I'm not MAGA, but for 5 years, I'm wearing the MAGA hat. I'm out there with Trump. I'm saying he's the best president ever. I vote with Trump 98% of the time, but I'm no longer MAGA because I'm mad at Trump. He's a big duty head. That's what's going on, in my humble opinion. Childish behavior for somebody that's that old with grown kids. Anyway, here she says she has no plans to run for president. If that's the case, I can't tell. Let's watch.
People want to know, is this a true conversion, a true change of heart, or is it kind of a shrewd political calculation? A lot of people think you're doing it and that you, in a year or so, are going to run for some other office.
That's what it sounds like. She's going to say she has zero plans, but that's what it sounds like. And again, I'm so sorry for the pausing, but hey, it's CBS. I got to do it.
I have zero plans, zero desire to run for president. I would hate the Senate. I'm not running for governor. But Leslie, it doesn't matter how many times I say it. I'll have face-to-face conversations with people, and I'll flat out tell them to their face, and they won't believe me. And they're like, oh, yeah, sure. And they wink at me, and I'm like,
you say you don't want to be in the Senate. You say you would hate the Senate, but you were trying to run for Senate, and Trump put the kibosh on that. He sent you a poll and said, hey, you're not looking too good. In Georgia, you're 20 points behind John Ossoff, the Democrat, and Georgia is a very red state. Why are you pulling so much behind? Why are you pulling so far behind? Because your constituents of your district, Rome, Dalton, etc., and the whole state of Georgia know that you're not really that you're not that competent to rise to that level.
like, okay. It's just like, I don't know how to make it more clear.
You mean you just jumped off the cliff and you don't know where you're going to swim to?
Surprise, surprise, I'm not your politician with a whole itinerary of plans or political ambitions.
No thought process, just feeling, just vibes, just sensation, just feeling things. Now, this is Trump's response on Truth Social. The only reason Marjorie Traitor Brown, Greene turns Brown under stress, went bad is that she was jilted by the president of the United States. Certainly not the first time she's been jilted. Too much work, not enough time, and her ideas are now really bad. She sort of reminds me of a rotten apple. Marjorie is not America First or MAGA because nobody would have changed her views so fast. And her new views are those of a very dumb person. This was proven last night when washed up Trump-hating 60 Minutes correspondent Leslie Saul, who still owes me an apology from when she attacked me on the show with serious conviction that Hunter Biden's laptop from hell was produced by Russia, not Hunter himself, totally proven wrong, interviewed a very purport traitor who in her confusion made many really stupid statements. My real problem with this show, however, wasn't a low IQ traitor. It was the new ownership of 60 Minutes. Paramount would allow a show like this to air. They're no better than the old ownership who just paid me millions of dollars for fake reporting about your favorite president, me. Since they bought it, 60 Minutes has been it's actually gotten worse. Oh, well, far worse things can happen. P.S. I hereby demand an apology, a complete and total apology, though far too late to be meaningful, from Leslie Saul and 60 Minutes for incorrect and libelous statements about Hunter Biden's laptop, President DJT. There we go. That is the ominous Truth Social post that Marjorie was speaking about that Republicans apparently are afraid of getting, so they just stay in line. Do the exact same thing that she did, supporting the MAGA agenda, supporting the Republican Party, supporting the things that they're voted in to support. That's what she is talking about. But as I close, I want to say this. Marjorie, I want you to go away. I don't understand what you're doing. All you're really doing is just creating division within the party. I'm not sure to what extent this is really working. I'm not sure to what extent we are divided, but it's just creating problems. Go away. You're about to be done in January with Congress, with politics. So just quit and be gone. You got plenty of money from your stock options and whatnot. You're worth like $400,000 before you came in the office. Now you're worth like $22 million. How'd that happen? You're rich now. You're going to dinner party, Tucker Carlson and Candace Owens. You get money. Just do that. Enjoy your money and stay away. That's just my humble opinion. And I think I'll leave that right there for now. And what say you? What's your opinion about this interview with Marjorie Taylor Greene on CBS 60 Minutes? Was it a good interview, bad interview, somewhere in between? You don't really care. Whatever your thoughts are, let me know in the comments below. You guys know where I'm at. She is the worst. She was great for a while, and I thank her for her service. But again, her services are no longer needed. Put the podcast mic away. Put the podcast appearance, plane tickets away, and just enjoy your newfound wealth from your insider trading and have that be that. But whatever your thoughts are, please let me know in the comments below. And that's all I got to say for this video. If you like what you heard, please comment, rate, share, and subscribe. Peace.